What's going on, guys? I'm Tyler, and today I wanted to go over the Cypher changes that just happened in patch 1.11. So first of all, I'll read what the changes were, and it's change overall to Sentinels. Basically, the important statement here is to reduce the total potential impact of these abilities, meaning traps. Autonomous traps are now disabled when the deployer dies. So for Cypher, this basically means that if you have tripwires out, once you die, those tripwires are no longer going to be active. This doesn't really make a difference for the camera, because while it is destroyed in this update, now the camera is going to be gone off the map. It doesn't really change anything because you couldn't use it anyway, even when you died before this patch. And same goes for the traps. Those, I think, are exactly the same. Those don't really get destroyed when you die, but they didn't get destroyed anyway, ever, and you can't activate them, so really no change there. The only thing that you really have to worry about in this change is the fact that your trap wires get destroyed when you die. This is kind of a tough change, but at the same time, it's really not that bad, because just looking at the pick rates of Cypher overall, he's always consistently at the top of it, and he's always one of the ones above a 70+%. And that has to do with his kit overall, and the fact that you could have, a lasting impact after he died was always a big deal. And they kind of took that away, which is probably... Again, it sucks, but it's probably on par with, taking him down to a level where the other heroes are at. I know a lot of people think that this change is probably too much, but at the same time, it's probably not going to get reverted or anything. And you can adapt to this change. Cypher's really not dead, and he's still very useful. One thing that you had to do as Cypher, generally you wanted to stay alive anyway to play off your traps, because really you couldn't rely on your teammates to do that. You had to be the one to react to any tripwires being tripped or destroyed. That should be your job anyway, so staying alive to do that should have been a top priority before this patch anyway. Cypher being alive, even before this patch, was a lot more useful than Cypher dead. Now the only difference is that he also loses tripwires once he dies. But you needed to be alive to use your camera, and you needed to be alive to reliably use that information that you got from those tripwires and relay it to your teammates. You can check out old videos that I had on just Cypher guides or Cypher offensive guides, and I was always preaching to play very passively with Cypher because that's how he's meant to be played. You're meant to play it slow, you're meant to play off of your utility, and you're not really meant to be the one pushing forward onto sites and taking them, because your kit is not built for that. Your kit is built to stay back and stay alive and just play off of things and get information. So this change will kind of force Cyphers to play more like Cyphers should be playing anyway. I don't think that Cypher is dead by any means. I think he's still very useful, and I think that you just had to adapt your gameplay a little bit to figure out how to use him in this new meta where all Sentinels really are kind of toned down. I still think Cypher is one of the best agents in the game even after this patch, and I feel like if you really do focus on playing Cypher, the right way now, it'll make you a better Valorant player overall. The big things with Cypher is mainly to play passively, watch flanks, and give information to your teammates. Those are the three main things, and then also with that, now with these tripwires being destroyed after you die, if those tripwires are still up, you're going to want to stay alive as much as possible. And it seems really obvious, but playing your life really can have huge impacts in the game overall. If you're able to just stay alive and wait for teammates to rotate so you can push a site with more than just one person, or retake a site with more than just one person, that's really going to help a lot. And I think this change with the tripwires really does emphasize that. You have to play your life even more so than before. You want to keep your utility on the map. You want to keep that alive. And that need to stay alive to keep that stuff on the map is going to make you a better Cypher player overall. You're always going to have that constant reminder of, if I die, I'm going to lose everything here. So maybe you won't take that dumb fight. Maybe you will back off a bit quicker just so you can save your life and try and retake stuff with teammates. I really think that overall, if you stick with Cypher, you're going to learn how to be a much better Cypher than you were before. This change is initially going to make him worse because people aren't going to have those traps obviously around after they die. But if you learn to adapt and play Cypher, in a bit of a different way now, you're probably going to become a better player overall, and I think that's going to see your rank increase too. Because this change really is going to adjust a little bit how you think when you're playing a Cypher, and that little adjustment really does, I think, push people into the right direction on how to play him. So that's it for me in this one, guys. A short video just kind of talking about those changes because I don't think it warrants a whole entire video on how to play him. All the old videos I made on how to play Cypher offensively, defensively, whatever, those all still definitely apply. You just have to play even more so like that because you're going to have to stay alive, which requires you to play passively, watch flanks, and just play more safely overall. So thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and go and check out my Twitch channel in the description down below.